Chapter 2 Perception A Consumer Behavior by Michael Solomon. Learning objectives. When you finish this chapter, you should understand why. Perception is a three-stage process that translates raw stimuli into meaning. Products and commercial messages often appeal to our senses, but we won't be influenced by most of them. The design of product today is a key driver of its success or failure. Subliminal advertising is a controversial but largely ineffective way to talk to customers. We interpret the stimuli to which we do pay attention according to learned patterns and expectations. The science of semiotics helps us to understand how marketers use symbols to create meaning. Shelf-stable milk in America? Parlomat. Shelf-stable milk sold in Europe. Last 5-6 months, unopened without refrigeration. Challenge. How to change American perception that milk is not spoiled or unhealthy. Sensation and perception. Sensation is the immediate response of our sensory receptors, eyes, ears, nose, mouth, and fingers, to basic stimuli, light, color, sound, odor, or texture. Perception is a process by which sensations are selected, organized, and interpreted. The process of perception. We receive external stimuli through our 5 senses. Sensory stimuli, it's sights, sounds, smells, taste, texture. Sensory receptors, it's eyes, ears, nose, mouth, or skin. We have 3 states of it: exposure, attention, interpretation. Sensory systems. Our world is a symphony of colors, sound, odors, taste, etc. Marketers contribute to the commotion. Advertisement, product packages, radio and TV commercials, billboards provide sensations. Hedonic consumption. Hedonic consumption, multisensory fantasy and emotional aspects of consumers' interactions with products. Marketers use impact of sensations on consumers' product experiences. Vision. Color. Color provokes emotion. Reacts to color are biological and cultural. Color in the United States is becoming brighter and more complex. Trade dress. Colors associated with specific companies. Vertical horizontal illusion. Which line is longer, horizontal or vertical? If you give in 224 ounce glasses, you will pour more into the shorter wider glass than the taller glass, because you focus more on height than length. Answer. Both lines are same length. Smell. Odors create mood and promote memories. Coffee, it's childhood and home, while cinnamon buns, it's sex. Marketers use scents in such products, in promotions, for example, stretch and sniff. In smell-o-vision. Hearing. Sound affects people's feelings and behaviors. Phonements, individual sounds that might be more or less preferred by consumers. For example, eye brands are lighter than air brands. Music uses sounds and music to create mood. High tempo, more stimulation. Slower tempo, more relaxing. Touch. Haptic senses, or touch, is the most basic of senses. We learned this before vision and smell. Haptic senses affect product experience and judgment. Kensei engineering, Japanese philosophy that translates customers' feelings into design elements. Marketers that use touch, perfume companies, car makers. Sensory marketing, using touch. As you can see here, perception of male and female group. So, high class for male is wool and low class is denim, while for female it's silk and cotton. Taste. Flavor houses develop new concoctions for consumer palates. Cultural changes determine desirable tastes. For example, heat of peppers is measured in units called scovilles. Exposure. Exposure occurs when a stimuli comes within range of someone's sensory receptors. We can concentrate, ignore, or completely miss stimuli. For example, Cadillac goes from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5 seconds, as shown in a 5-second commercial. Sensory threshold. Philosophics. Science that focuses on how the physical environment is integrated into our personal subjective world. Absolute threshold. The minimum amount of stimulation that can be detected on a given sensory channel. Sensory threshold. Differential threshold. Ability of a sensory system to detect changes or difference between two stimuli. Minimum difference between two stimuli is the J and D, just noticeable difference. For example, packing updates must be subtle enough over time to keep current customers. Okay, continue. Differential thresholds. Using in pricing strategies, behavioral pricing. Price is information cue that is perceived and interpreted. High price is high quality. Reference price. Price against which buyers compare the actual selling price, original price, versus sale price. Government regulations must protect consumers against deceptive pricing. Discussion. Many studies have shown that our sensory detection abilities decline as we grow older. The largest demographic market in the United States, baby boomers, is hitting the age at which sensory detection is become more and more difficult. What product or brand consider this decline ability among baby boomers? What benefit and features do these products promote to appeal to this large target market? Subliminal perception. Subliminal perception occurs when a stimulus is below the level of the consumer's awareness. Rumors of subliminal advertising are rampant. There's little proof that it occurs. Most researchers believe that subliminal techniques are not of much use in marketing. Okay, let's continue. Subliminal techniques. It embeds figures that are inserted into magazine advertising by using high-speed photography or airbrushing. Subliminal auditory perception. Sound, music, or voice text inserted into advertising. Discussion. Review the ad below. To whom is the ad targeted? Are there any subliminal messages in the ad? If so, what are they? Do you believe these messages are harmful or manipulative? Why or why not? Attention. Extent to which processing activity is devoted to particular stimulus. Competition for our attention. 3,500 ad info pieces per day. Sensory overload. Consumers exposed to far more information than they can process. Younger consumers can multitask, process information from more than one medium at a time. Marketers need to break through the clutter. How some marketers break through the clutter? Networks wedging original content into blocks of advertising time. The CV runs content reps, which mixed sponsors products into program snippets. Online advertisers use rich media where elements of the ad surprise you with movement. Others do something outrageous or unusual in public places. Personal selection. Perceptual selection. People attend to only a small portion of the stimuli to which they are exposed. Personal selection factors. First of all, perceptual vigilance. Second of all, perception defense. And finally, adaptation. Okay, let's continue. Perceptual vigilance. Consumers are more likely to be aware of stimuli that relate to their current needs. For example, you are in a market for a car, so you tend to notice car ads more than before. Perceptual defense. People see what they want to see and don't see what they don't want to see. For instance, heavy smokers may block out images of cancer-scared lungs. Adaptation. The degree to which consumers continue to notice a stimulus over time. Factors leading to adaptation. Its intensity, duration, discrimination, exposure, and relevance. Stimulus selection factors. We are more likely to notice stimuli that differ from others around them. So marketers can create contrast through size, color, position, novelty. Interpretation. The meaning that we assign to sensory stimuli. Meaning we assign to stimulus called schema. Through priming, certain properties of a stimulus evoke a schema. Stimulus organization. We interpret sensations to other already in memory. Gestalt. The whole is greater than the sum of its part. Explains how stimuli are organized. Closure. People perceive an incomplete picture as complete. Similarity. Consumers group together objects that share similar physical characteristics. Figure, ground. One part of the stimulus will dominate, the figure, while the other parts recede into the background, ground. Interpretational basis. We interpret ambiguous stimuli based on our experiences, expectations, and needs. Princeton versus Dartmouth football game. Panthers fresh roads. Vacuum-packed peanuts package. Semiotics. Semiotics is correspondence between signs and symbols and their role in the segment of meaning. Marketing messages have three basic components. Object, product that is focus of the message. Sign, a sensory image that represents the intended meaning of the object. Interpretant, meaning derived. Semiotic relationship, object, product, like Marlboro cigarettes, maybe. Sign, image, cowboy, and interpretant, meaning rugged American. Semiotics, let's continue it. Signs are related to objects in three ways. Icon, a sign that resembles the product in some way. For example, Ford Mustang as galloping horse. Index, a sign that is connected to a product because they share some property. For example, pine tree speak in Spain, fresh. Or symbol, sign that relates to a product by either conventional or agreed upon associations. For instance, line, fearlessness. Semiotics, let's continue it again. Hyperreality, process of making real what is initially simulation or hype. Marlboro Man is American frontier spirit. Heideland, Switzerland. Perceptual positioning. Brand perceptions, it's sum of functional and symbolic attributes. A perception map of where brands are perceived in consumers' minds. Position strategy. Position strategy is marketing mix elements that influence the consumer's perception of a brand. Examples of brand positioning: lifestyle, Grey Poupon is high class, Prince leadership, price leadership, Southwest Airlines no thrills. Attributes: Bounty is quicker, picker, upper. Product class: Mazda Miata is a sporty convertible. Product class: Mazda Miata is product class. Mazda Miata is a sporty convertible. Competitors, sorry. Northwestern Insurance is a quiet company. Occasions: Wrigley's gum used when smoking not permitted. Users: Levi's dog targeted to men in 20s and 30s. Quality. At Ford, quality is job one. Discussion. American Express has a strong brand identity but suffered from negative consumer perceptions in the past. After viewing the video, summarize how American Express changed consumer perceptions to increase sales. How did Amex reach younger customers?